happy Halloween. This is the last day of October, and this next week it's definitely going to feel like winter time. It's supposed to be below freezing, but I'm not here today, and some of the bike club buddies just went past, and they're kind of sad that this is going to be kind of the end of the season. Here it is, the end of the season, but you can still get out riding. All you have to do is just kind of layer up. It's really not too bad. It's actually pretty nice out here. But anyway, I am here with a new bike. This is from Avadar. This is a company that's new to me. I think it's a newer company selling in the United States. And this is their Avadar C3 Sport. And they also have a city, kind of, I guess you call it a package, which comes with the fenders in the rear rack. But I kind of like this because it keeps the weight down. Very comfortable bike to ride. I'm going to be talking to you quite a bit about how this bike rides. I'm really loving it. This is one of the best bikes that I've had to review in quite a while. I mean, I just love how it pedals. It's lighter weight. I weighted about 54 pounds, which is pretty good for an e-bike. 250 watt mid-drive motor here, 36 volt, 10 amp hour battery, which might seem kind of undersized for some people, but it really isn't. If you're looking for a bike that's really comfortable to pedal, just gives you the assistance you need on, hills, up against headwinds, something like that. This bike is perfect for that. And this is kind of a bike that I was really been looking for. So I was very happy when they contacted me and they provided me with this bike to review for you. And I'm going to get on the trail here and talk to you about how this bike rides. Just wanted to show, I definitely wanted to point this out, that this bike just fits me so well. I'm 5'1", definitely a shorter rider, but I'm able to get my feet down. I can control this bike really well. The reach is just perfect for me. Again, this does come in a larger frame size for taller folks. But this bike is just a joy to ride for me because it just fits so well. And most of my bikes, the reach is a little too long, but this just fits perfectly. And that's, I think, one of the things I love most about it. So very good frame geometry on it, very good stiff frame, tracks very well, very maneuverable. So let's get started here. Kind of a little hill here. I'm going to start out in pedal assist level 1. And again, this does have a torque sensor, so when you're putting pressure on the pedals, the motor's going to kick in pretty quickly. It's not like a cadence sensor where you usually have to kind of crank or pedal about half a stroke or maybe even a full stroke. This is pretty immediate. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. Yeah, just putting pressure on the pedal and kind of just minimal rotation, that motor kicks in, which is great because this doesn't have a throttle. So if you're at the bottom of a hill, that torque sensor is going to be kind of a godsend because the motor's going to be very responsive. It's kind of a upright riding position. I don't feel like I'm slunched over. My shoulders aren't getting stiff like I do with some of my bikes. So very comfortable. Okay, and I found a quiet spot along the trail here. They're working on a bridge up there, so this part of the trail is closed, so we shouldn't have any interruptions. But here I'm just going to kind of go over the components of the bike, and we'll just start with the frame. This is an aluminum frame. The bike weight is I've weighted at 54 pounds. It's listed as 57 on the website, but I weighed it at 54. And the battery is about 5.5 pounds or so. So if you remove that, it's, obviously less than 50 pounds. If you want to put this on the back of your car on a rack, very doable. I love just how light this bike is compared to my other e-bikes. Most of my other e-bikes are kind of heavy. Most are above 60 pounds. So it is nice just to have a bike that's just so much easier to maneuver around the garage, or like I said, to put on the rear rack. And also just that lighter weight just makes the bike ride so much better. This is a bike that you can definitely pedal with or without the motor, especially on these flat stretches or even on some little hills. This is a bike, especially with those 16 speeds, so 16 gears, you can really ride this without the motor very, very well, especially if you're more conditioned. Very doable. And a lot of e-bikes aren't. A lot of them you kind of feel the weight of the bike when you're not using the motor. They're just not very comfortable or practical to ride without the motor, but this is. So I wanted to point that out. Again, this is a 250 watt mid-drive motor, of course, and I haven't been able to determine what the brand is, but I'm thinking I'm not sure about the brand, but I think this is probably peaking at, it's definitely above 250 watts. I'm thinking for like 350 to 400, because it does have a little bit of kick to it. It's not underpowered for the purposes I want to use it for. This is a bike that I want to pedal primarily because I love pedaling the bike. I love getting a workout and just not feeling like I'm cheating so much. So this is perfect for that because I was actually considering putting a motor on my mountain bike at home. I have one, just a regular mountain bike, and I was going to try to find kind of a smaller motor to put on it because I just wanted help on the hills. And this bike is just really fits that need perfectly. Just a joy to ride. It's just very comfortable. Due to those tires, it does have mountain bike style tires. These are 27.5 inches by 2.1 inches. And you see kind of an aggressive tread to it. So you can definitely do some off-roading on it if you wanted to. It does have the front suspension. This is a brand I'm not familiar with. It's Trama or Trauma. It's a Chinese brand. I looked it up, tried to find out some information about it. You kind of see the travel on here, how much it gives you. And it does have compression, or you can preload it and even lock it out if you wanted to for a stiffer ride, just a more efficient ride. And yeah, it works well. Again, this is just a super comfortable bike to ride. You see up here we got the mountain bike style handlebars, and I measured in about 28 inches in length here. We got the mountain bike style grips, so you want to wear some padded gloves with it for some comfort. Really good, and it works very good. Let me turn on the display here again. It's a very simple display, but one that is very functional, that gets the job done, shows me the information that I want. Very readable in any kind of lighting conditions, although I haven't seen too much sun lately, but it does seem like it has good contrast to it. You can see there, go here, you can see what my odometer reading is. 18 miles so far I've ridden on it, and this is my trip measurement here, just by default, that's what's going to show. And if you want to reset your trip meter, you just hold the plus and the minus buttons at the same time. To turn on the light, just hold down the plus button, and you see that the screen dims a little bit, which is great, you know, if you're riding at nighttime, so the screen isn't blinding you. We got a front light here. Seems to have some good good lighting to it. I haven't ridden it at nighttime yet, but it seems like it does the job, or it would do the job. In the rear, we just have a rear deflector, no light back here, but it's, you know, it's cheap and easy just to get some rechargeable clip-on lights if you feel like you need them. But for me, I'm going to keep this bike pretty much as it is. One of the best features of this is that it is lighter weight compared to a lot of e-bikes, so I don't want to ruin that by putting on a lot of accessories. So, I mean, a clip-on light's not going to matter too much, but I'm probably not going to put a rear rack on it, though it does have all the mounting points for one. If you wanted to go with a third-party rack down the line, it definitely can accommodate that, or fenders if you need that in the future. I might get something kind of splash guard back here, because these tires will throw the mud on you. And here in the derailleur we got from Shimano Altus. This is probably one of my favorite derailleurs, one that I really have never had too many issues with. Seems like a Sarah I have more issues with it, even though it's a little bit, it's above, I guess, in quality compared to the Altus, but this one just works well for me. I've never had issues with it. Very smooth shifting on this right out of the box. I haven't had to do any adjustments with it. We've got the double chain ring up front here, which makes this a 16 speed. Really working great right out of the box. And the brakes as well. I haven't had to do any adjustments with these at all. These are hydraulic brakes, 160 millimeter in the front and the rear. And it's unbranded. I'm not sure what brand this is, but it's functioning very nicely, just perfectly, again, right out of the box. And as far as assembly went on this, the only thing you have to do is you have to put on the front wheel. No big issue there. Attach the front light, get the handlebars clamped on here, and put on the pedals, and that's pretty much it. That's all I really had to do. Probably took me less than 30 minutes to assemble this. Probably took me as much time just to get all of the foam protection and the zip ties off of it as it did to assemble it. In the box, it did kind of come beat up. I was kind of afraid, oh no, it's going to be damaged, but no, it's protected very well inside. And actually, the shipping was really fast. It came from California to here in Illinois in less than a week, and by FedEx, that's kind of a miracle. I've had my issues with FedEx in the past, but they got this bike to me safely. Not a scratch on it, scuff on it anywhere that I've seen. We do have the key here for the battery, integrated battery. You can charge this on or off the bike. And it has an extra little kind of, I don't know what you would call this, little clip or something. I don't know, I can't think of the word. But anyway, this holds the battery in here more securely. And this is the charging port down here. And again, you can charge this off the bike if you wanted to. I do love the location here of the ball cage bosses. Out of the way, you've got plenty of room here to just put whatever you want to. We've got the wires going in the frame here, so for a cleaner look. got quick release for the rear and the front wheel. So maintaining this bike, maintenance down the road, it's very much like a regular bicycle. Very easy to remove the tires, you know, or the wheels if you get a flat tire in the future, which you will. I mean, all bikes get that. So the maintenance on this is going to be pretty easy. And with the hydraulic brakes, you shouldn't have to do very much adjustments at all with those. That's what I love about them. Besides the point, I think they just have better stopping power than your mechanical brakes. And this motor here, this mid-drive motor, 250 watts. I haven't been able to find, but again, it does have 80 newton meters of torque. And it's really kind of a peppy motor. Definitely gives me the power that I need and assistance that I need on the hills. I mean, you're still going to have to put some effort in yourself, but I like that. That's kind of what I was looking for. This bike reminds me a lot of just a regular bicycle when you're riding it. So if you're coming from like a gravel bike or a road bike or a mountain bike, this bike's going to feel very good to you. It's not going to feel that different from any other bicycle, other than it has that assistance on those hills and it gets the headwinds, which makes it a joy to ride. So I'm going to hop on here and talk to you a little bit more about the bike. So yeah, plenty of power, but you can see that the battery, after you do that, it goes down. A little test here. I'm on a hill here, kind of midway through. I just want to take off from a dead stop so we'll see what kind of power it has, because that's going to be, a lot of times that's the trickiest taking, especially without a throttle. Definitely want the motor to respond very quickly. There we go. Pedal assist level 3. It wasn't bad. Take it up here to 4 now. Going about 10 miles an hour. Yeah, that was pretty good. Even though it doesn't have a torque sensor, or a throttle, because it is mid-drive, and you do have that torque sensor that is very responsive. When you're putting pressure on the pedals, it's going to turn the motor on. So you really don't need a throttle with a bike like this. Yeah, really good. Really impressed with the brakes on this. There it is. Personally, I'm very impressed with the bike. I think they did a great job choosing the components on this to keep the price down, but still provide a very good riding experience. Loving the hydraulic brakes. They're working great. Derailleur is good and smooth. At 16 speed, I'm loving having all those extra gears. Not used to that on the e-bike. Suspension up front seems to be really good. Super comfortable. Again, the geometry on this frame is really, really good. If you're a shorter rider, this medium frame is going to be perfect for you. And it does come in a larger frame size as well. So can accommodate a wide variety of riders. And for me, it's not too bad. You know, for my leg over the back here, it's still very comfortable. Especially without that rear rack. That's one of the reasons I'm not going to put one back there. Got the kickstand towards the rear here. It's definitely big enough. This foot on it to put it in kind of like looser soils or something that's not going to fall over. I do love that about it. Okay, well that's it. I'm going to do some tests on some mountain bike trails when they kind of dry out here in the next week or two if the weather gets better. So I'll be doing some more tests with this bike, but so far a thumbs up for me. I'm not super familiar with the company. I've communicated with them, you know, from a marketing standpoint as they sent this bike to me. But I'm not sure about the customer service and all that. There's not a lot of feedback on it yet, so I wanted to point that out. But so far, I'm loving what I'm seeing. I think they did a good job with this one. So again, this is the C3 Sport from Avadar. And thank you so much for watching. If you have questions, definitely feel free to ask. And I'll have a full review on the website with all the measurements and everything. So all the specs you can look over. Okay, well, I definitely enjoyed reviewing this. Thank you to Avadar for sending this to me. And hey, you know, even though it's getting colder, we can still get out riding. All you have to do is just kind of layer up. It's still good. Thanks everyone for watching. Hey, I'm back, but I forgot to mention something. The range on this. I'm about a mile away from home, and I put 23 miles on it on just a single charge. So, and I have about what's saying 69% left. So yeah, you're gonna get some good range out of this. And since you can ride this bike without the motor quite a bit, obviously it's gonna extend that range even more. But I've been kind of pushing this bike as well, going up large hills, and so I think it's gonna give you kind of a true picture of what kind of range you can expect out of this. So very good. And something else I wanted to point out, I thought of when I was riding, is that on my other mid-drive bike, I noticed I kind of get some knee pain with it, but this I don't. It seems like it's, for some reason, I'm not getting the shoulder stiffness or the knee pain like I do with my other bikes. So, and I have had knee surgery in the past, so just wanted to point that out. Again, just kind of accentuate that this is a very comfortable bike to ride. So I'm going to head back home, and I got a couple more bikes coming. I got the KBO Ranger, which is a cargo e-bike, kind of a smaller cargo e-bike, a little bit smaller. And then also I have a little folding e-bike that's coming, magnesium frame. Caught my eye on Amazon, so I wanted to try out. So I got 2 more bikes coming, and hopefully there's not snow on the ground then. But there is, I guess I'll just have to deal with it. But anyway, get out there, get riding. Hey, I'm back, but I forgot to mention something. The range on this. I'm about a mile away from home, and I put 23 miles on it on just a single charge. So, and I have about, let's say, 69% left. So yeah, you're gonna get some good range out of this. And since you can ride this bike without the motor quite a bit, obviously it's gonna extend that range even more. But I've been kind of pushing this bike as well, going up large hills, and so I think it's gonna give you kind of a true picture of what kind of range you can expect out of this. So very good. And something else I wanted to point out, I thought of when I was riding, is that on my other mid-drive bike, I noticed I kind of get some knee pain with it, but this I don't. It seems like it's, for some reason, I'm not getting the shoulder stiffness or the knee pain like I do with my other bikes. So, and I have had knee surgery in the past. So just want to point that out. Again, just kind of accentuate that this is a very comfortable bike to ride. So I'm going to head back home, and I got a couple more bikes coming. I got the KBO Ranger, which is a cargo e-bike, kind of a smaller cargo e-bike, a little bit smaller. And then also I have a little folding e-bike that's coming, magnesium frame. Caught my eye on Amazon, so I wanted to try out. So I got 2 more bikes coming, and hopefully there's not snow on the ground then. But there is, I guess I'll just have to deal with it. But anyway, get out there, get riding.